Hello, and happy Sunday. I am Natalie Lewis, author, speaker, and breakthrough coach. And this is my first episode of Crown Up Sundays, where I am helping you keep your crown up throughout this week, throughout your life. And I'm just empowering and motivating you to just really be the queen that God has called you to be. I am so excited to be back going live. For many of you who have followed me, know I took a very long break, but I'm back and I'm here and I'm excited to just really help queens keep their crown up. You know, it's one thing to have a crown, to recognize your crown, to love your crown, but can you keep it up when life troubles try to come your way? Can you keep it up when situations don't seem like they're going the way that you may want them to? So every week I'm going to have a different topic, and I may have some guests, so you better stay tuned. But I'm going to have a different topic, just talking about just the life of a queen and how we have to keep our crowns up and how we have to focus on not so much what we feel, but focus on what we know so that we can make sure we are going to the next level and really doing the things that God has called us to be and called us to do, and do it fearlessly, without fear, without feeling like, we're not worthy, we're not enough. Hey, thanks for tuning in. Make sure you share this. So just making sure that you know that you are worthy to be everything that God has called you to be. You are worthy to just jump and be and leap, take that leap, and know that He's got your back and you can't fail with Him. So that is what Crown Up Sundays will be about. Thank you all for tuning in and sharing this and inviting your friends or someone else that you may know that needs to have their crown adjusted. Just invite them to this live so that they can get their crown adjusted for the week. But I'm super excited to be here because it's been a journey, right? Releasing the queen in you is a journey, and I always say it's a journey that is never ending. It's a journey that you have to continue. You have to put one foot in front of the other. You can't quit. You have to be determined. You have to be focused. And you have to know that you already have everything in you to become successful. You already have everything in you to win. Queens don't quit. Queens can only win because winning is in our DNA. So you have to know that you have the power, you have the purpose, you have the skills, you are worthy, you are enough, and everything that you need is already inside of you. So tonight's subject, I want to talk about putting some respect on your crown. It's easy to call yourself a queen. Queen has become like a general term now. Like, it's just like whatever. Like, some people use it for different reasons, but it's just become a general statement. Like, hey, queen, a queen, hey, queen. But we don't really think about what it really means to actually uphold that title. What it really means to actually be a queen and walk in your queendom and own your crown and be everything that God has called you to be. We don't really talk about the specifics that go behind the crown. See, the crown is there and it's pretty and it's shining, but there's work that has to be done in order for you to really be who God has called you to be. Sorry, I keep looking down. I'm trying to share this on my computer and it's not working right, but we're going to get it today. So you have to know that in order to respect your crown, put some respect on your crown, and have others respect your crown. The first thing is you got to respect your crown. You have to know that you are worthy, you are enough, you are capable, you are loved, you have everything in you to become successful, you have the tools, you're not alone. You have to have that confidence from within that shines out. And other people can see when you don't. Other people can see when you're faking to make it as well. When you're wearing a counterfeit crown, other people can see that. So you first, in order to put respect on your crown, you got to make sure you own your crown. Own it. You are a queen, whether you feel like it or not. It's inherited that you are. It is in you that you are. You were born royalty, literally. Born royalty. I'm not gonna get all deep into the Bible verses in that, but you were born royalty. So if that's the first thing that you have to do is own your crown. Own your crown. Know that you are capable of wearing it and you are worthy of wearing it. No matter what has gone on in your life, in your past, no matter what situations arise, you are worthy to wear the crown. You were born worthy to wear the crown. So own it. Stop shrinking to make other people comfortable. Stop doubting yourself. Stop overlooking yourself or overthinking yourself out of situations that God is trying to bless you with. Stop staying in situations that don't honor the royalty within. So many of us are in situations, friendships, relationships, jobs, business partnerships, businesses that really aren't for us. But we're just kind of going through the motions because we want to seem like we're headed in a certain direction. But when you take time to own your crown, first thing with owning your crown, I don't know why I'm going into this, but in order to own your crown, you have to allow God to polish your crown. So I guess that's a bonus. That's 1.5. You got to have God. You got to allow God to polish your crown. You have to allow God to show you. Because it's easy that, we go to church and we hear something like, oh, that was good. And now I wish so-and-so was here because she could hear it. No, that was for you. So when you hear that word, or when God is revealing to you, when he's revealing to you what your situation is and how you need to grow and how you need to become better, you have to own your crown. But you first have to allow God to polish your crown. You have to allow God to show you. A lot of us aren't where we need to be because we're not listening. We're talking, we're praying, we're making moves, but we're not taking that time to stop and listen. We're not taking that time to stop and really understand what God is saying to us on the next move that we should make, on the next thing that we should do. Hey, everybody. Thank you all for tuning in. First, huge shout out to Swag Herp magazine. Also put that in the title. So if you want to click on that, make sure you subscribe, show them some love. They are sponsors of this live that I'll be doing every Sunday, the Crown Up Sunday. So big shout out to them. But as I was saying, you have to really, really, really allow God to polish your crown and let him show you. And then once he does that, then you can own your crown. Then you can say, oh, I'm supposed to be here. You can walk in rooms with the confidence knowing that you're supposed to be in the room, and nothing can shake you on that. Nothing can make you feel like you're unworthy. Nothing can make you feel like you're not supposed to be there, because you are. You are. So many of us, we shrink down. We're not really owning who we are. And it's sad because we're allowing other people to dictate and determine to us what we should be, how we should be living, what we should be doing, what we should be wearing, how we should be doing it. In many aspects of our life, we are running other people's races and we're not in our own lane. And then we wonder why we're not prospering because we're in somebody else's lane. We're trying to do what everybody else is doing. And God has called us to stand out. So as you own your crown, you got to know that your path is not going to be like anybody else's, period. What God may tell you to do is going to be completely different than anybody else's path. And you got to be bold enough to go after it. You got to be bold enough to look stupid. People are like, what's she doing? She look crazy. She doing all this stuff. You got to be bold enough to go down a path that it may look like, you may feel like, well, this ain't the way that so-and-so told me to do it. Yeah, but you're not so-and-so. And in order to go get the blessing that God has for you, you have to own your crown. You have to walk into situations with the confidence knowing that you belong in that room. The confidence knowing that that job or that career is yours. The confidence knowing that that business idea was great. And you have everything in you to push through, to push past whatever the challenges that come your way. This is something I share all the time. Last year, I really took a big break in my business. I literally just pump the brakes, stop. I had to cancel speaking engagements. I was like bugging in my mind because, once I commit to do something, I'm there, I'm done. I do it and I do it all the way. But I felt bad because I had to cancel speaking engagements because I had a situation at home that I had to take care of. I had to caregiver for my mother. And during that time, I kind of felt like, well, let me just try to push through. Let me just try to and I couldn't. So I had to take a pause. And in that pause, I allowed God to polish my crown. In that pause, the clarity came on what I should be doing and how I should be doing. In that pause, it was like a light bulb went off. So a lot of times we're not owning our crown because we're not taking a moment to sit down. We're busy, but we're not productive. We're busy and we look like we're doing things, but we're just winging it through life. You can't wing it through life. A queen is not afraid to ask for help. The other thing is, a lot of us are terrified to ask for the help that we need and wonder why we're not getting the outcome that we want to get. If you don't know something, it's okay for you not to know it. Ask for help. God said, seek wisdom. Ask for wisdom and it shall be granted. But the first thing you got to do is ask. You're not asking. So here you are going around in circles and you're stressed out and you're overworked and you're frustrated and you're doing all these different things. But you don't even know why. You're doing all these different things and you don't even know what to do next. And then you end up burnt out, frustrated, and you quit. And you never fulfill the purpose in which God has called you to do because you're allowing your emotions and your situations to burn you out. Last year, there was no way in heck I could have continued my business with all of the things that I was dealing with at home, as far as my mother, being a single mother, taking care of her. They gave her a death sentence, and glory to God, she is alive, well, walking, doing all the things that they said she would not do. She has had diabetes my entire life. She no longer has it. So don't tell me what God can't do. There's a different fight in me now because I see what God can do. And there's no doubt that I know that he can do what he's doing through me in my business and make it prosper. Yeah, I'm good. There's no doubt in me no more after that. So I needed to see that. But we have to take that time, that pause, so that we can really own our crown, so that we can really be all of and I say all, I mean all of what God called us to be. A lot of us, we are half-stepping it. And queen, you cannot conquer your crown. You cannot reign. You cannot be over your throne if you're not fully invested in it. So that's number 2. 1, own your crown. That's how you respect your crown, by owning it. You have to own it first. In order to get respect from other people, you have to own it. You have to stop wearing a counterfeit crown. You have to stop being fake and phony. You have to stop accepting things that you know are not honoring the royalty within. Some of those relationships gotta go. Some of those friendships gotta go. Some of them business opportunities that are in limbo, or them people that you connected with that aren't putting forth the same energy that you are, they gotta go. And I know it's 2020 still, and we're in February, and the beginning of the year, I'm gonna make some changes and adjustments. Where are you with that? So own your crown. The second thing is you have to invest in your crown. Now, if you know anything about jewelry, after a while, if you don't protect it, if you don't clean it, if you don't have it in a safe space, if you don't have it in the proper temperature, your jewelry can get messed up. It can get dirty. It can get corroded. It can rust. So you have to be able to take care of your crown, and you have to protect it. You have to invest in it. What is it that you need to learn to help you get to that next place? And that is where a lot of us kind of we stop. Because when it comes down to investing, we're like, how much is that going to cost me? Why am I doing that? Why do I want to put money into this? But if you want a different outcome, you are going to have to invest. You can't freebie your way through life. It's not going to work. And that's with anything. I'm not just talking about business. I'm talking about freebie your way through. If you wanted to lose weight, you can do it at home, but you need the equipment. You need to subscribe to a YouTube channel to help you work out. But you may get better or faster results going to a gym, working with a trainer, showing you the proper technique and the proper way to do what you got to do. Same thing with going to school. If you want to finish your education, you got to go back. You got to go finish, but you got to be able to apply yourself to that. You got to be able to invest in what you say you want. If you really want to become the queen that God has called you to be, it's gonna take you investing in yourself. And I'm not just talking about the little $20, $30, $40 here and there. No, if you're in business and you're trying to start a business, you need a business coach, a good one. You can't just coast it. And I know this is gonna make people mad. Yes, God, the Holy Spirit, can download the awesome strategy, but he can also give you an awesome strategy through a person. We just have to find the right ones. And a lot of times we get frustrated with coaches because we really didn't do the work. We really didn't implement. Let's be honest. Some of us are in programs and things that we didn't implement. Same thing with any other thing. You have to implement what you say you want, what the outcome that you say you want. A lot of people sign up for different things and they don't really put the work in. You got to put the work in. You got to invest in your crown. You got to know that whatever it is, whatever your outcome that you want it to be. If you want to save money, you got to invest in saving money. You got to invest to learn how to save money, how to budget, how to put money aside, how to fix your credit, how to do all these different things. You got to be willing to invest and learn. And what you don't know and somebody else knows, you got to be willing to invest in that. But if it's going to make the overall outcome of your life better, why wouldn't you? Why wouldn't you? So invest in your crown. Invest in the outcome that you say you want to see. You want to lose weight. A lot of people say eating healthy is expensive. Buying medicine is expensive too. Matter of fact, it's a lot more expensive. And if you don't got insurance, if you don't got insurance, I don't know what you got. Wow. I don't know. If you don't have insurance, I don't know how you living if you have to take prescriptions and whatnot. So you have to invest in the things that you say you want. The outcome that you say you want. We could all do better in that area. But what are you willing to do to get to living your best life, as everybody says they're living on Facebook? I'm living my best life. I'm not living my best life until I am in a place financially that I can take care of my family, which I thank God that I'm beginning to get there. I'm not living my best life until I know my health is 100%. I'm not, and it is, but I'm not living my best life until I have accomplished some of these goals that I have set, some of these things that I have set and said that I wanted to do. So you have to invest in yourself. You have to be willing to invest in what you say you want. You got to be willing to get up that extra hour to go to the gym if you want to lose that weight. You got to be willing to stay up maybe that extra hour so that you can automate your emails for the week, which is what I'm about to do after I do this. You got to be willing to do the things that you say you want. If you want love, you got to be willing to deny all the things that don't feel like love. All the people who come and it doesn't feel right. When your spirit doesn't feel right with something, there's a reason. God gave us discernment for a reason, queens, and it's time to use it. I just got done watching She Did That on Netflix, which is a great documentary for women entrepreneurs. I want every woman, if you're in business, thinking about running a business, even if you do like a multi-level marketing business, whatever business you're in, go watch that. And one of the things that one of the girls said, she literally almost lost it all off of choosing to be in a bad relationship that turned out horrible. And from that relationship, she was able to bounce back. But imagine you getting into something that you can't bounce back from. So we have to deny all the things that we say we don't want. You're not a queen if you're attaching yourself to things that peasants do. Somebody quote me on that. You're not a queen if you're attaching yourself to things that peasants do. If you are okay living a life that's beneath you. If your life isn't exactly where you want it to be, or you're not even on the path to get there, or you don't even know how to get there, or you're not waking up every day striving to do something to get there, something's wrong. And you got to get that right. And you got to be more than just motivated. You got to move. Time out to just being motivated. I was motivated for a long time. And I moved a little bit here and there. And I seen some success here and there. But I didn't continue. The consistency wasn't there. And in order to win, you got to be consistent. In order to get to the finish line, finishing is better than starting. There go the word, Ecclesiastics. It's better than starting. You can start anything. It's a lot of people who started things in January. When I go to the gym after 5, I am like mad because I'm like, I cannot even get on the machine I want to get on. Or I can't. So I make myself get up and go in the morning or go throughout the day where I know it's not going to be a whole lot of people, but I make it happen because you have to sacrifice. Sacrifice is the name of the game. If you're going to win, even just watching that movie, watching that documentary, all of those queens sacrificed something to get where they are today. And my question to you, what are you willing to invest in? And you better invest in yourself. Stop investing your time, your heart, your energy, all of this into things that don't even make sense. Aren't even bringing you real joy, real happiness. The temporary fixes won't fix the brokenness inside. That new man to replace that old man that you're not over is not going to help you move on, help you become better. Take that time to get to know you. I just finished doing a 7-day self-love challenge. And I know the women were probably surprised because nothing about that was about like their outer appearance. Nothing about that was about someone else. It was really about breaking down the inside, breaking down themselves, and really focusing on what they need to work on so that they could become better. So I know some people were probably like, this ain't what I signed up for. But it matters. It matters. And you have to be willing. You have to be willing to get real, which drives me into my third point. So my first point was you got to own your crown, right? And you got to allow God to polish your crown. You got to give him that time. Sit down. Take a moment. I don't care if it's a weekend. Sit down in silence with a journal and pray and do what you got to do so that God can really just show you what you need to work on. Because a queen is not afraid to invest in herself. A queen is not afraid to ask for help. A queen is not afraid to look in the mirror and really deal with herself. A lot of us aren't queening because we're not dealing with ourselves. We're dealing with everybody else, but we're not dealing with ourselves and the patterns and the things that have kept us stuck. And it's so crazy that this is one of the things that God has been dealing with me. And then I go to my church. Shout out to the Dominion Center, Rochester, New York, Bishop Rodney R. Roberts. But I go to my church and he's preaching and teaching on the same thing. And I'm like, okay, y'all, I hear you. I got to do better. But it's all about knowing how to do better. So my first point was own your crown, for those of you who just tuned in. My second point was invest in your crown. But my third point is you have to know. No. Like you have to know deep within your heart, deep within your soul, deep within your spirit that you're not only own it, that not only invest in it, but that you are worthy to have that crown. You are worthy to do the things that you have seen other people do. No more sitting on the sidelines for you. So that's one of the biggest problems I struggle with for a long time is recognizing and knowing. You sure? Second guessing myself. Living in doubt. And we know what the Bible says about living in doubt. A double-minded man is unstable in all his ways. And that person should not expect anything from God. So while you sitting here talking about, 2020 about to be my year, God about to bless me. He can't if you're not sure that if you're even worthy enough for it. He can't if you feel like you're not even good enough for it. He can't if 1 week you on fire in expectation and the next week you're doubting him. Because it's not coming fast enough. It's not coming in your timing. Which God doesn't even work in our timing. And I'm glad he doesn't, because there's some things in my timing that I wanted that I thank God I didn't get. So you have to know that you are worthy of it. Own your crown. You deserve it. You were born royalty. Invest in your crown. Take that time. Even if you have to seek a therapist, a coach, whoever. Do what you got to do to get this right. Because your heart is desperately wicked. Jeremiah 17, was it 8, 9? I think it's 9. Desperately wicked. And how long have you been following your heart? And where have your heart led you? Where you felt like you weren't worthy of your crown? How many times have you put down your crown because you followed your heart? You got to get your mind right. You got to get your mind right. You have to know that you're worthy of every blessing that's coming your way. That you're worthy enough to walk away from those things that do not honor the royalty within you. You are a queen. It is time for you to walk, talk, act like it. It is time for you to recognize who you really are and not this person that you have created yourself to be. You know, there's a lot of us wear masks every day. Wake up and we put, we get our MAC lipstick or our Fenty or whatever you use. I'm trying to think of some more brands. It's not coming to my mind. For me, it's NYX. I love NYX. You get all these things and you look cute, but there's just so much going on behind that. You wearing the crown, but it's a counterfeit one. It ain't real. It's not shining. So how do you know that you're worthy of it? You were born royalty. You have to accept the fact that, yes, I'm a queen. And this is why I do what I do, because there's so many women that don't even recognize, hey, I'm a queen. And I don't care what your background is. I don't care what you've done. I don't care how many mistakes you've made. I don't care if people have given up on you. I don't care if people say that you're an outcast. I don't care if people have rejected you. You're a queen. Matter of fact, all of those things qualify you even more to stand out and wear your crown. Because what you've been through is for you, not just for you to overcome, but for you to help someone else grab their hand and adjust their crown. And you both walk in freedom. You both walk and be free. You both walk and own your crown. You both walk and invest in your crown. You both know that you are worthy of having a crown because you're a queen. And when you know that you're a queen, you act like one. Your behavior shows it. It's not the same. You're not going to continue to do some of the things that you have been doing that don't honor the royalty within. And even if no one sees it, God does. Who are you behind closed doors? Because that's the real you. Not the you on Facebook, not the you on the magazine, not the you on your website. Who are you behind closed doors? Who are you at the end of the night when the crown has to come off so that you can sleep? When you wake up the next morning, when you put on a crown, is it a real crown or is it a counterfeit one? And that's a question that you have to ask yourself daily. Take up your cross and follow him. Pick it up. You got to pick it up. You got to put down your will and pick up God's will. And that's how you will become the queen that God has called you to be. When you are in his will. When you are seeking him. When you have the boldness and the confidence. You know how many times that's in the word where God says be bold and courageous? He didn't give us fear. Where did the fear come from? We got it from somebody and we made a decision to keep it. You have to make a decision to let it go. Because a queen is fearless in her pursuit of purpose. You can quote me on that too. A queen is fearless in her pursuit of purpose. And no matter what challenges come her way, no matter what distractions try to come her way, she always gets up, picks up her crown, and reigns over her throne. And when I say throne, for those who have been following me, I'm talking about your mind. When you think higher, ruling over negative emotions. When you don't allow your life to be ruled by your emotions, by temporary feelings that come up. Yeah, you're going to feel some emotions. You're going to cry. I think I've cried more in my 30s than I have in my entire life. And it's kind of weird. It's really weird. I'm like, why am I a crybaby? When that happened? I'm a thug. I'm from New York. I'm a G. And I'm Haitian. But, sorry, I'm goofy, y'all. But you have to ask yourself that question. Am I wearing a counterfeit crown? Am I putting respect on my own crown? A lot of us, we want respect from everybody, but we don't even respect ourselves enough to go after that life that God has shown us that we can have. Because we allow ourselves to be bound by fear, bound by our so-called limits. There's no limits. There's nothing you can't do. There's nothing you can't overcome. And I get to see that every day in my own life, every time I wake up and I see my mom. A woman who's given 6 months or less to live. And she is still here, thriving, living in her right mind. So I get to see an example of that every day. And you do too, just by every time you open your eyes. For those of us who have kids, your children need to see you go hard for those dreams. Not just, wing it and do a little bit here, do a little bit there. No, you got to go hard for your dreams. How are you going to get to that end result, that finish line? That finishing is better than starting. And what we already know is God will finish the work that he started within us. But the issue is we quit before he can even do that. We quit. And then we wonder, man, this is not working out the way that I thought it was. No, it's not working out the way that you thought it was because you quit before you could even get to that point. This is a journey. It's going to take some time. And yes, there will be moments where you want to quit. Because when God shows you, I'm going to tell you right now, everybody talking about a healing and being a queen. And listen, if you're going to be a real queen, when God shows you the things that you got to work on within yourself, none of it's going to be pretty. And you're going to want to reject all of it because it might hurt you too much to see where you're at. But in order to fix something, you have to face it. So think about that right now. What is in my life right now that's not honoring the royalty within me? What people are in my life that are not honoring the royalty within me, that are not really helping me become the queen that I know God has purposed me here to be? What is in my life that I need to get rid of? Because I want to put some respect on my crown, and I have to first do that. You show people how to treat you. And if you're not treating yourself well, other people won't either. You'll be abused, you'll be used, you'll be lied to, you'll be laughed at. So these are tough, hard questions. And I know for some people it's like, oh, that kind of sting. But if it sting, that means you need to work on it. If it hurt, that means that's the area where you're like, oh, okay, I need to work on that. Because it's time out for us to be wearing counterfeit crowns. It's 2020. It's time for us to live our dreams. It's time for us to go for it. And it's not time for you to just hold back any longer. It's not time for you to make any more stupid excuses. There are people who have overcome so much more than you. You complaining because you ain't got the job you want, or you complaining because you got a job but you don't like the job. Like, there's no more time for excuses. There's no more time for excuses. No more time for complaints. No more time for not honoring the royalty within. No more time for faking it till you make it. I hate that phrase. I always have. There's no more time for being double-minded, believing and then disbelieving just because it doesn't come fast enough. There's a reason why he shows you the end before the beginning. You got to keep going. Queens don't quit. And queens are never defeated, ever. So it's time for you to own your crown. It's time for you to invest in your crown. And it's time for you to know that you are worthy of the crown. You are worthy of every blessing that God has sent in your way. Stop rejecting the good things because you've dealt with so much bad. And I'm speaking to myself on that one. Stop rejecting the good things because you have dealt with so much bad. The bad things had to happen to help you, motivate you, empower you, help build you, so that now you know what you can and cannot do. You know what boundaries to set. You know what pushes your buttons and what triggers you and what doesn't trigger. You know how to surround yourself or create the environment that you need to grow to be the queen that God has called you to be. But you can't do that if you are in denial of where you are right now so that you can get to where you want to be. So when I say put some respect on your crown, you got to do it first. That's your job. That's an inside job that can't nobody else do for you. And if you decide to put some respect on your crown, you decide to own your crown, you decide to invest in your crown, you decide to know that you are worthy of the crown, you will be unstoppable. And nothing or no one can knock you off your throne. Nothing or no one can shake you. And that is where we need to be moving forward in 2020. That is where we need to be in our lives every single day. As we are queens, as we are reigning over our throne, as we are becoming better each and every day, as we are growing, becoming better wives, for those of you who are married, because I ain't yet, becoming better friends, becoming better mothers, becoming better businesswomen, becoming better people in our community, becoming better, just overall. Every day you should be wanting to grow. You should be wanting to become better. And if that's not your goal, what are you doing? Why aren't you? Why aren't you doing these things? So those are 3 tips that I wanted to share on how you need to respect your crown. Put some respect on your crown so that others can do so. Put some respect on your crown so that you can be great. Put some respect on your crown because that all starts with you first. It starts with you first. And if you can't be honest enough to open those doors of things that you know you need to fix, because you know what those things are. That's the other thing. Sometimes we are ashamed and embarrassed over the things that we need to fix. But honestly, we are all a work in progress. Honestly, we are all trying to get better. We are all overcoming some things. We are all dealing with some inner demons that, We need to fix every day. So don't ever feel like you're not good enough, or you're shameful to talk about those things. You're shameful to get over some of those things that really and you know what they are. Only you know what they are. But don't feel like you can't ever get over it. Don't feel like you can't ever get past it. Because you never know what the next person has overcome. You see people thriving and smiling and living life, but you have no idea. We have no idea what people have had to overcome. And I want to encourage you to let you know that you can overcome anything. I am a witness right here that you can overcome anything. Anything. You can overcome anything. There is no sickness that can overtake you. There is no money issue that can overtake you. There is no mind attack that can overtake you. Why? Why? Because when you own your crown and you let God polish your crown, He will renew you and restore you and transform you into becoming into the queen He has called you to be. And it's a journey, but you have to be willing to go on that journey. You have to be willing to get up every day and make those necessary changes, no matter how tough they are, so that you can really be the queen that He has called you to be, so that you can put some respect on your crown, and you can know that this is where you're supposed to be. This is what you're supposed to be doing. And you don't have to doubt His plan and His vision for your life. Because as you go, you will grow. But as you go, He will also send the right people in your life to connect with you, to help you carry out the vision, the plan, and do the things that He has called you to do. A lot of us are amazing people. God has put amazing gifts in each and every one of us. But you got to believe that you're worthy of it. You got to believe that you are qualified. You got to believe that He has put everything in you already to become successful. Now my question is, what are you going to do about it? Now that you know how to respect your crown, now that you know that you got to own your crown, that you got to invest in your crown, and that you are worthy of your crown, what are you going to do next? What is your next move? How are you going to grow? What are you going to do different tomorrow that'll help you get to a different place? And these are things that I'm telling you, God, when I say God has been dealing with me, honey, I'm just like, woo, this is God, you whooping me? You know how when we, I don't know, for some of you, or if you're a parent, you understand. Or maybe you went through this through your parents, when your parents, had to sit down and talk with you, and it's like a come to Jesus moment with you. Yeah, I've been having a lot of come to Jesus moments with myself and Jesus, and I'm like, okay, we're going to get this thing together, which is why I am doing lives again. So make sure you join me every Sunday. Sunday for Crown Up Sundays. Make sure you join me. I am so excited to be back. I pray that this has blessed you. For those of you who missed it, make sure you tune into the replay. Also in the title, shout out to Swagger Magazine, because they have sponsored this live every Sunday evening, 9 p.m. Eastern Time. I'll be here for Crown Up Sundays, and I'm just excited. If you are not on my mailing list, make sure you subscribe. My website is in the title. It's www.releasethequeeninu.com. And I'm just excited to be back. I'm excited to be going live. I'm excited to just empower you, encourage you, and equip you to really move forward and be the queen that God has called you to be. So I'm excited to do this every Sunday. More awesome things coming. So make sure you're on my mailing list so you don't miss don't miss nothing. There's no excuse to miss anything. Also, follow me on all social media platforms as well. I'm just really excited because I know that last year could have been a year that I lost my natural mind. But God. But God. I could have lost my whole mind. Being the only child, having to caregive, on top of being a single mother. It was a lot. But during that time, I really just allowed God to polish my crown. I allowed myself to just really look at myself, ask myself the hard questions like, okay, where are you at now? How did you get there? What are the patterns that you need to stop? How are you going to get to where you want to go? And I really had to take that moment of peace and quiet, really, to just get my mind right. Get my mind right. And once I did that, and I'm still doing that, that's a daily process here. So I'm not better than you. I'm on the same journey that you're on. So it's a daily process. But you have to know that everything God put within you, everything God put in you is going to work for you. And all the things, even the bad things, are still working out for your good. So you don't have to stumble. You don't have to feel like you're alone. You don't have to feel like you are by yourself, because you're not. So make sure that you get on my mailing list. My group will be open shortly, Crown Up Community, where I am helping women just keep their crowns up, because it is time for us to keep going. I don't care what distractions, what challenges, what things you have to overcome. You can do it. But sometimes you need a community behind you to do so. So please be on the lookout for that as well. I'm super excited about all the things that are going on and taking place. For those of you who are in business, I want to encourage you, and I will put the link in the title. I did not. But I want to encourage you to invest in yourself. I am a brand ambassador for Epicon 20, which will be happening in Vegas. And I'm so excited. If you are in business and you are looking for just an awesome experience, an awesome conference that's more than just inspiring. It's more than just teaching you how, what to do. It's teaching you the how. Yeah, I'm going to put the link in the comments. Make sure you do that. And because I am a brand ambassador, you get $150 off. So you better jump on that and jump on it quick before there's no rooms or no tickets left and you're going to be left behind. So make sure you do that. And it's time, queens. It is time for us to stop allowing situations in life to dim our light. It's allowing situations in life to put down our crown. It is time for us really to reign and rule in this year. And I'm not talking about that fake reign and rule where you just posting stuff on Facebook where you look like you living the life, but you ain't really living the life, if you know what I mean. It's time for us to really, really move forward and walk into everything that God has for us. But first, you gotta put some respect on your crown. So thank you for joining me. I'm about to enjoy my evening. I hope you do too. Get ready for this week. Sundays are a big self-care thing for me. Of course, I go hear the word to go to church, but just take care of yourself. Use this day to recharge. Use this night to recharge as you're starting a new week. Make sure you do something on Sunday that's specifically just for you. So that's my tip also. And just thank you for tuning in. Make sure you tune in again next Sunday night at 9 p.m. Eastern Time. Share this live. If you're watching the replay, make sure you share this with someone who you know needs their crown adjusted. Because that is what I am here for. So again, for those of you who are new to me, I am Natalie Lewis, author, speaker, and breakthrough coach. And I am CEO of Release the Queen in You Enterprises, LLC. And I'm just super excited for all the things that God is doing. So make sure you go to my website. Thank you very much, Indiana, for typing that. And I will be back next Sunday at 9 p.m. And have a blessed and wonderful week. And always, always, always wear your crown. Good night. Bye-bye.